lies the future of agriculture, sustainable, innovative, and powered by smart solutions. From the rich soil of Africa to high-tech farms around the globe, agriculture is evolving to meet the demands of tomorrow. At the intersection of tradition and technology, we discover smarter ways to grow more, waste less, and harvest greener. Together, we are cultivating a future where every harvest sustains the earth and its people. Join us 9:30 a.m. Monday to Fridays on Aso TV, channel 392 DSTV, Star Times, channel 127, or YouTube live stream GSAI Initiative. Agriculture for today and tomorrow, as we share groundbreaking ideas, empowering farmers, and celebrate greenhouse solutions. Together, let's grow the future.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Agriculture for Today and Tomorrow. Here we promote smart solutions for greener harvest. I remain Daniel Black, your host, and remember, this is a media for agricultural development project of Growth for Sustainable Agriculture, an NGO poised to support African farmers to develop sustainable practices. And on the show this morning, we'll be discussing something very key, something that we think will help African farmers to develop more sustainable practices, to become more profitable, to become more resourceful, maximizing the effort and the energy they have put in. You know, prior to now, we have this PR on agriculture that it's a poor man's job, it's for the poor people, you cannot get rich using agriculture. But I think the narrative is changing, and there are different ways this is happening. So we want to talk about that, and we have a very wonderful guest, an expert in the house who has been in the business for a long time. And but before I introduce her, I just want to introduce our topic, the importance of agribusiness education for farmers in Nigeria. Is it important? We'll have to answer that question. Our guest in the house, Mrs. Fidelia Agera, the CEO of Feedland Limited, based off in Benue, but almost everywhere in Nigeria. Fidelia, it's wonderful to have you on our show today.
Thank you, Mr. Black.
I know how long I've been dragging you, bringing you. You appear and disappear from Abuja, coming for conferences, coming for activities, and then. But we are happy to have you on the show today.
Thank you. It's an honor.
And of course, to discuss this very important topic of importance of agribusiness education for farmers in Nigeria. So let's just get started with what is agribusiness? Is it just another nomenclature? Is it just something that people are bringing to the table? Is it just another jargon? What is agribusiness in relation to agriculture?
Thank you very much. When we talk about agribusiness in a layman's language, we're talking about planting seeds into the soil using the hoe, the cutlass, and then getting produce out of it, but with a clause added to it, which is the business aspect of it, which speaks to value addition, not just converting or selling off what you have produced from your farm to the market, to the final consumer, but again selling it in a more strategic way by adding value to it to enable you get more money out of it. So in a layman's language, that is just what agribusiness means. Oh, interesting.
So you've used some very specific words here, strategic methods. You've talked about value addition and all of that. So in terms of curriculum, in terms of content, what is in agribusiness that differentiates it, that makes it important to train farmers about?
So what is very unique or important in agribusiness is, one, the innovation that you bring into adding value, the business aspect of it, how you carry out your business innovatively and strategically, how you source for your customers, how you package and transport your product to the market, to the final consumers. And in adding value, how do you add value? What is the environment? There are certain parameters that are being measured or used to ensure that this product you have added value to is safe for human consumption. So there's that aspect of compliance as well. There's the aspect of certification. There's the aspect of storage. All of that embedded in it. And when you are adding value or you are being innovative, like I've said, it speaks to you being very, very creative with what you are doing. We know that people farm cassava, process cassava into gari, and then they sell. So when you go to the market, you see the gari being sold in coastal rubbers, in basins and all of that. But then when you look at the agribusiness and strategic agribusiness aspect of it, for me as a business, as Feednet, as a company, a food processing company, I decide to add value to this gari. And let's say I've added coconut, using my coconut OFSP gari now. I've added value to the gari. There's coconut in it, there's milk, there's sugar, there's other spices that are more healthy. And then I've translated it into instant gari. I'm not doing the regular gari every other person is doing. My packaging speaks to it. The quality of my product speaks to it. So for the busy person out there, when you go to the market to buy the regular gari, you are still going to buy sugar, you're still going to buy milk, you're going to buy coconut if you're someone who likes to add coconut to it. But for us, speaking to innovation in agribusiness, we've added all of that and it becomes instant. Once you buy it, all you need to do is just add water or more milk and more sugar. And
you know, gari has been saving lives since 1959.
1800.
Wow, that's a beautiful one. That's a good one. And yeah, thank you for that answer, because you've actually linked up to the next question I wanted to ask, right? Because you know, we're encouraging more young people. We are talking about youth coming into agriculture, and now we are talking about agribusiness, innovation, adding value, and all of that. So, how can young people come into this, or can young people tap into the agribusiness and, in quotes, dodge the concepts, the mindsets that they used to have about agriculture?
Okay, yes, young people can come in, and as a matter of fact, they are already coming in. Myself and you, we are young people. We are in the ecosystem already, and for them to come in, they being stakeholders in the system, we need to first get their buy-in or prick their interest for them to come in. And that is why I appreciate what you're doing here, because this goes out, it's on the TV, and for anyone watching, they will pick interest in it. Because when you started, you said, or we all know rather, that agric is perceived to be a poor man's thing. It's not meant for people who are educated. It's not meant for people who live in the cities. It's meant for those in the villages, for old people, peasant farmers. But we have been able to change the narrative, and we are here. So by doing this and by doing the bit that we are doing in our individual businesses and every other person that is a key stakeholder in the agric sector, we are making agriculture attractive. There's also the aspect of education, because a lot of people, our generation now, the Gen Z body, they are not so interested in going to go and sit and learn and read so much about these things. But when you come with at programs like this on TV, you are putting out that content out there on social media, which is their first point of call. You make it very attractive to them. And then it also goes down to introducing this when it comes to policies, for it to be taught in the schools, starting from the primary schools, secondary schools, introducing them step by step to the point where you prick their interest and they're able to key in willingly without being forced.
Wow, Madam Fidelia, you're really doing justice to this.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I want you to specify, to pick like 3-4. So in the implementation of agribusiness, pick 4 innovative careers that have come out of the agribusiness ecosystem that young people can actually key into. And because the idea is, if we continue in the path that we were, we may end up in a generation that there are lesser people producing food. And we know that food production is key to the survival of any race and per time. So what are key for those that don't want to probably farm and dirty their hands, right? Key professions that young people can key into and say, I'm in agriculture, I'm in agribusiness, but probably necessarily not farming, or necessarily not dirtying their hands. It could still be farming, but necessarily not dirtying their hands.
Okay, so I'll start with you. The program now is still part of agric education that you are doing. It could be journalism. You're talking about
spreading the information
about agriculture. There are certain states or locations or things that people are doing in agriculture that so many people, the youth and the general populace in Nigeria and beyond, do not know. So when you take it upon yourself as a business or as a youth, you go into that as a business to throw more light on this. Push your focus on different innovations. Exactly,
era of content.
Creating content, but I don't really want to go into the content like that. I don't want to go into the content like that. I don't want to go into the content like that yet, because there is that social media aspects of the content creation or journalism as aspect of it. When we move away from the TV, the radio, and the classroom that we have, then there's also the aspect of value addition, which is part of what I do. And then it's not just adding value to things, adding value innovatively, bringing out, churning out products in a way that will wow your consumers. That is the value addition of processing. You can also do the aspect of storage. You don't have to farm. You buy off when such produce are in season, and then you store. So going into the business of it, you could own storage centers where people come and pay rent and then do that. And then there's the aspect of logistics as well, where it's a very big issue for people, because we have most of these things. Take the case of Benue State. We have so many raw materials. Now is the season for mango. We have fresh mangoes, but it is not easy transporting those mangoes to maintain the freshness. To Abuja is closer to the east, to the south. So it will be innovative for the youth who comes into that aspect of the agribusiness value chain to produce cold chain storage. It also serves as a service by producing providing those cold chain storage right in the collation centers where those raw materials are being gathered is an aspect of business. Then we are not talking about that content creation using social media, advanced social media. You talk about TikTok, you talk about YouTube, you talk about Instagram, you talk about Facebook and LinkedIn. You know, putting content out there that was not obtainable before now. When I go on, I see so many cooking ideas. I see
nowadays, if you click how to
like you're teaching people how to produce these things that they never knew how to produce,
and more information is needed.
There's a lot of information out there. There's one of my friend who is a YouTuber. He goes around Favors Park. You can search him up.
There's an advert there. Go ahead, please.
Yes, so he goes around to interview farms. He has done a whole lot of that, and making videos about those farms. We have some majors. When we went for our study tour to Port Novo and Songhai farms, he was with us, journaling and documenting every bit of our process, and is out there.
Please, what's his channel name again?
Favors Park. So for someone who is here in Nigeria that does not know about Songhai farms, will watch Favors video, and then will know. And then it has piqued the person's interest to say, okay, let me try and go to Songhai farms to see all the innovations they are doing in agriculture.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But we cannot just shut down this episode without you telling us a little about Feedland. So in less than 1 minute, what's Feedland Limited all about?
Okay, Feedland is a growing, innovative agribusiness company, bettered out of the food basket of the nation, Benue State.
There's a state that is coming to collect that title.
It's not true. You can't. I have the support of my governor. So we add value to food produce to make them table-ready food products. And we are not just looking at adding value. We are looking at adding value to make sure that those products are nutritious nutritious, are healthy, they are available, they are accessible. And then we do consultancy, we do trainings, community trainings, advocacy on topics that border around our community, particularly the underserved communities in Benue State.
Thank you so much, Fidelia. I was about to call you
Fidelia Fidnen,
but of course that is your brand. Thank you so much, Fidelia, for throwing more light on the relevance of agribusiness education to farmers in Nigeria. And of course, the beautiful thing, the wonderful work, the innovative work you're doing at Fidnen Limited. It's such a pleasure to have you on this show.
Thank you very much.
I am very certain that someone has heard today's episode and has decided to pick a value chain in agriculture and participate, because the more these people come in, the more innovative young people come in, investors come into the different value chain, the better we can produce our food.
We need the young people.
Better we can do that and all of that.
We are getting old. Our parents are getting old.
Yes. Recently, my 6-year-old son, I don't know what he was discussing with his mother. He came out and asked me, "Daddy, how old are you?" When I told him my age, he shouted and said, "Jesus, that's old!" And so, of course. So it's been a beautiful episode, this episode, and today we were talking about the importance of agribusiness education for farmers in Nigeria, and we did that with no other than Mrs. Fidelia Agera, the CEO of Fidnen Fidnen Limited. Yes, Fidnen Limited. That is all we'll take on today's episode. If you have more agribusiness ideas you can talk about, you follow us on social media, comment on our post, and let us know what you think. See you in the next episode.
In the heart of our fields lies the future of agriculture, sustainable, innovative, and powered by smart solutions. From the rich soil of Africa to high-tech farms around the globe, agriculture is evolving to meet the demands of tomorrow. At the intersection of tradition and technology, we discover smarter ways to grow more, waste less, and harvest greener. Together, we are cultivating a future where every harvest sustains the earth and its people. Join us 9:30 a.m. Monday to Fridays on Aso TV, channel 392 DSTV, Star Times, channel 127, or YouTube live stream, GSAI Initiative. Agriculture for today and tomorrow, as we share groundbreaking ideas, empowering farmers, and celebrate greener solutions. Together, let's grow the future.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Agriculture for Today and Tomorrow. Here we promote smart solutions for greener harvest. I remain Daniel Black, your host on this show, and remember, this is a media for agricultural project of GSAI, that's Good for Sustainable Agriculture, an NGO poised to support African farmers to adopt sustainable practices. It's a beautiful time to be here, and today we are going to be spotlighting one of the very versatile, very producible and profitable crop in Nigeria that has very much value chain, but I think it is underutilized and underutilized is the word. And so we're going to be exploring the value chain of OFSP. Somebody's asking, what is OFSP? Orange flesh sweet potatoes. That is something that potatoes has been known to be very, very arable and very, very good for Nigerian weather and good for Nigerian soil. But we have the orange flesh, a very specific variety that is touted to have so much benefit, but we have not maximized this benefit. And today on Agriculture for Today and Tomorrow, we are going to be spotlighting the value chain in OFSP and of course the nutritional values. And then who else to discuss with than the OFSP madam? She has been on our show before. It's so beautiful to have her here again. Let us welcome Mrs. Fidelia Agera, the CEO of Fidnen Limited. Welcome to our show again.
Thank you very much.
How has it been since then and now?
Awesome.
Wow, it's interesting. And you know, I've been following the work you do on social media. You have gathered women to you had farmers, you brought them together and you gave them OFSP stems to go and plant and all of that. You've sung so much about OFSP that at some point I wanted to change the way I've saved your name on my phone to OFSP. So yes, but of course as a farmer I also have an idea about the OFSP. So let's understand what is so unique about, and we keep saying OFSP. So let's understand the unique thing about this OFSP that has made you pick it up as a crop of interest.
Thank you very much, Mr. Black. OFSP, like he rightly said, is orange flesh with potato, and potato is a versatile crop. There's so much you can do with it. It has a very unique and pleasant taste. And OFSP came about when, as a project to address the issue of hidden hunger, which is malnutrition. And the International Potato Center took it up. Here in Nigeria, we have the IITA, we have Global Alliance for Improved Nutrition executing projects in the value chain of orange flesh food.
What happened? On top of the sweet thing, where should they talk? Carry that. No, they don't.